Oh, we're recording. Okay. So, I've tried to use Photo Booth to record videos and then upload them, and it doesn't sync properly with the microphone for some reason. So, I'm trying to see if I can just do it directly off the web. So, this is using the application on YouTube to record directly using my laptop and my own microphone in here. So I'm going to do this and give it a shot and see how it goes. I don't know, it's a new year that's coming up. School just ended, and I have so much I want to do, so much I want to share. And I've talked with a few of you guys on Facebook about starting some kind of, I don't know if you'd call it a video blog, because I wasn't sure if I wanted to do internet radio. But everyone sort of overwhelmingly said I should do it through YouTube. And the hits that I've gotten before have not been huge or anything. But like my poetry website gets like anywhere from like 50 to 100 hits a day. And I don't really know what I did to get that. But it's been nice. And so if you haven't been to my poetry website, it's at poetrypoem.com/Mythica. Mythica. And I would love it if you not only read the poetry, but make comments, especially for the ones that are meaningful to you. So I should probably tell you about this thing called the dirty line. The dirty line is something I learned about at a poetry retreat. And essentially, when someone's reading a poem, you're like, yeah, man, I love that line. That was so cool. It had great imagery. So either the line has great imagery or it's, it just strikes you in some way. It's memorable, has colorful imagery, or really kind of pulls at you. So it isn't even necessarily because it makes you feel good. Maybe it's because it makes you think, or it makes you react, or it makes you angry. But anyway, that's what the dirty line is. And I love hearing from people who read my poetry what the dirty line is. So, if you could do that and comment, that would be awesome. Because I really like getting that feedback from all these mysterious people who are reading my poetry every day. So some of you may know me and some of you don't. Little history. I've gone by many names. When I lived in Virginia, I went by Kitty. And in my childhood, I went by Nicole. Then I found out from my mom that that wasn't my real name. It was actually Nicolay, and there was an accent mark on my E, an accent goo, because she liked French. And so I felt betrayed, and it's like, oh, I have to be called by my real name. And but to this day, my parents nor my brother acknowledge that that's my real name, which is just really hilarious. So for many years, I went by the name of Mania. And so some of you might see that reference in a lot of my older poetry with my name of Mania in there. And so that's what that is. That's one of my old names. And my ex-wife is the one who named me Mania. We broke up about 6 years ago from the time of this recording. And so I went to therapy, I did the giving of the stuff back, I did the burning of the stuff, I did the cutting of the cords, I did all the ritualistic things that you're supposed to do when you cleanse and clear a past relationship. Well, she came back into my life over the summer, and man, I reacted really strongly. I was like, oh, I did all that work, what's going on? And what came back was that the name, Mania, she gave it to me. And so When I figured that out and I did a ritual that cleansed myself of the past, all negative ties to the past, I kind of came up with going, wow, I don't have a name. And then I remembered that I wrote an allegorical story about myself um, called Mythica. And so I was like, oh wow. So like 6, 7 years ago, before we actually broke up, I had written an allegorical story chronicling the journey of Mania into becoming Mythica. I could never finish it. I didn't know how it turned out. You know, now I do. And so Mythica is my name now. And so thus I have a new, here we go, YouTube channel. And the old one is obviously Mania. And so I guess this is my first video blog really as Mythica. And hi there. So if you become a Mythica follower, then you become a Mythica peep. You're one of my peeps. So, and which means I love you. So, if you follow me, I love you. But even if you don't, I love you anyway. It's just one of those things about me. I don't know what else to tell you. I live in Denver, Colorado. And I love it here. I love it in Colorado. My health is very good here. Currently, right now, I'm 100 days without a migraine, which is like huge for me. I got this really awesome thing. It's called a Q-Link, and I used to get horrible migraines, and someone brought that up. Interestingly enough, I started a poetry challenge trying to do a year and a day of poetry. And oddly, strangely enough, since I started doing this poetry challenge, I haven't had migraines. Like before, when I had the Q-Link, because I got it earlier in the year, I still have migraines. But since I've started doing poetry all the time, I might get a tension headache or something that starts off, but it doesn't go full blown, which is really great. And I think that poetry is really healing and helps me process my emotions so that they don't turn into this horrible stress ball that becomes a migraine. So I think that journaling or blogging or video blogging or finding a way to process and deal with your feelings is it's really good for your health. So I encourage you to find some sort of expression. And I'm on my bed tilted sideways, which is why things kind of look a little strange. Because like one side of my head is flat and smooth, and the other one's like gravity. See? Nothing. Gravity. Nothing. Gravity. And I'm very easily amused. Nothing. Gravity. Look! I lost 5 pounds! Gravity. No, I gained it back. Oh, I'm just too easily amused. So, I don't know. There's a lot more to me than just poetry and overcoming migraines. And I have lots of really cool and wonderful things that happen to me. So I want to start trying to record some of the things that go on in my life, and I'm going to start doing it using this venue. So hopefully there will be more of these. I'm often sitting here in my bed, so I'm looking at the background going, I think I'm going to have to change it. But, you know, I need to redecorate my room anyway, so might have to put some new tapestries up, sort of make a little theater out of my bed here. Although I really like the Marvel poster I have. I should maybe put that up too. I have Einstein. I really like him. I'll show you. Oh, how's I move it? There he is. Einstein. There we go. Okay, so this was done by David Garibaldi. He does this awesome thing where you play music and he splatters paint and it magically turns into these paintings. And I actually got to meet him. He's pretty cool. I met him at Metro. Metro had this thing that was going on, and he was there. So I love that idea of doing art and music too. I'm thinking about doing it with chalk. There's this guy online who sells chalk. I have so many things I want to try this year. I just don't know how to do it all, but I'm going to try. I have a year in between grad school and my undergrad, which I just finished. And I'm going to see all my friends. I want to do all these projects. And we'll see what happens this year. So I'm going to try and use this as a way of video blogging, recording my journey, you know. And maybe sometime in the future, this will become a part of, I don't know, some video diorama thing that gets done when it's my funeral, you know, party. Because mine will be a party, for sure. And if I'm lucky enough when people aren't too old, it'll still be an orgy. Ah. If people are living, they should be making love. I think it's healthy and good, and that's part of the reason we became human beings, were to enjoy this life as much as possible, and love as much as possible, but have safe sex. Otherwise, you get in trouble. So, oh, I'm at 12 minutes now, almost 13, so I should say goodbye now. Love you. Bye-bye. And end scene.